play both sides, then that's really unfortunate because you can't guarantee that you know who is able to grab it as you look down through the rotation. Of course, we're going to be sticking to Space City here. 2 more maps to go, 2 Mandel Brick rounds. And with SFC and the ability to close it out here in match number 5, Goj, you're in the lobby right now. You're not. But if you were, where are we going?
Where are we going? I think wherever we spawn, I then sprint at the Mandel Brick. You got to make a play for it. Here's a quick look at the operator usage across the board. We're seeing AKA, no Stingers, no Virons as per the usual. Hatclaw, Nox gone for Ink. Saniva gone for Jack Tan and Handsome. That's all been the case for a while. But otherwise, a pretty even spread throughout the course of a lot of these operators preparing for these final 2 rounds. You still got Virons and Stingers and Toxics and Shepherds and Aluru for the top 2 teams. Even SFC as well. Overall, nothing insane to write home about. I think the big ones are no Sanivas going to this for Jack Tan and Handsome, and no Stingers going into this for AKA and Black and Yellow. I mean, smokes are insanely valuable, but everyone has saved a Luna for map 5.
And I think that's going to be really important. You can see just how much those Volt arrows are prized, right? If you get some initial shots out, you can make those connections. And those Volts, if you hit, you automatically get that kind of layer of information of there's still a player over there. And it may not kind of outline them similar to the detection area, but I still think those lineups are very important here. You can see just how much they can bank them through doorways, bank them around corners. And as we gear up for match number 5, so curious to see what we're going to be working with. I'd imagine a couple engineers across the board, a ton of gold armor, gold helmets, gold ammo. We're solid gold, baby, for match number 5.
Here we go. Quick look at the spawns, and as expected, you asked me what I would do, and it looks like everybody else is doing the same, or at least a couple of the teams. Mengu Inc. first to move towards the brick. JTH seemingly following as well. AKA getting there close by. SFC, the one team that's staying in Central Command and going for loot. Now, if anybody watched EU, I want to quickly remind you of what happened in that competition. Les Durance, one of the favorite teams going into the competition, was able to get the first Mandel Brick in map 2. Because of that, they decided to play extremely slow and play for loot value to protect their place in the leaderboard. Unfortunately, by doing that, they allowed another team, Mandel Brick Addiction, to get a Mandel Brick for free. Then Mandel Brick Addiction won the next map, getting the brick and winning the tournament, and they ended up falling out of the leaderboard. However, as much as that feels similar to what is potentially could happen here for SFC, it is much more unlikely for SFC to get knocked out of the leaderboard because we only have this map in one more, Tiff. With the lack of maps left, I think the right play for SFC is play for loot value. Hedge your bets that even if somebody else gets a brick, we're going to have more loot than them because we're not fighting and we're actually getting out of this map. But I think it'll kind of depend on what they find on the map. Got to find good loot to make good use of that plan.
You definitely have to keep your eyes on JTH. Played spoiler a lot and are already getting involved. Black and Yellow on the other side, and Sing Song here locked into the Shepherd. You can see we're starting to lob all that utility. Luna here on nowhere. You got the frags. We just expended 2 of them. You throw out the detection. You connect with 1. Still have 2 Volt arrows lying in wait, and we're going to start stringing them together.
Yeah, extremely weak. You got an advantage, but I don't think they want to pressure this because they are a bit afraid that they'll sell it. It's just a tough fight to take. We're going to back up a little bit. Both teams deciding to play this nice and slow. A nice depleting of resources while some of our teams are looting off in the distance. Mingyu finding a nice disc for about 230k.
Not bad to focus on that considering how tight that leaderboard is, right? So it's like you still have to play the best of both worlds here because it's oh, now I can't even say SFC goes. We're kind of getting here a little tongue tired. It's like they're just out here trying to do it. Tell me what it stands for at this point. Is it going to be some fun little thing kind of like JTH? But if they're up in Central Command, if I'm them, I don't want to descend down from there. Focus on getting some loot up on the board, right? As soon as you get the call that that Mandel Brick and has spawned, someone has picked it up, then maybe decide to work on throughout. But now, into the map we go. Will someone run straight at it like we saw Black and Yellow in match number 4?
And Mandel Brick is active. You can grab it. It doesn't look like an immediate pickup this time. Everybody playing a little bit safer. Jack 10 and Handsome is actually wrapping on the backside of Mengu right now through the alleyway where the decoding station is. Here's a quick look at him. I'm going to swing up. Early engagement. Looks like they've already traded a bit of blows onto one member of the Mengu squad who's playing the low side of this building. The other two are inside. We've been here before, this time early. As you can see, Blue playing the long angle. Actually running a sniper this time around.
I kind of like this, right? Just play back, look for some nice entry damage, help your teammates, but sometimes you can still grab pickups. Volt Arrow comes on through, and I love that we kind of dodge it, shut the door, and be like, nah, no, we don't want this yet. Maybe we will. Maybe I can find a lineup. Maybe I can hit this shot and really turn our favors. For Black and Yellow and Ink on the other side of the Mandel Brick. All the action coming through, and you think Zomo is going to connect, but it's Ink. Baby B and Too Easy are just swarming through the Black and Yellow roster.
Black and Yellow down to a single player, in trouble, and getting chased by a Saniva. This spells bad news because get over here.
Stop!
Gets crushed. Saniva hunts down their opponent. Saniva wipes Black and Yellow.
Run that one back. My man just got grappled into death because not only that, he puts him straight into the shield, and then the two remaining members just completely destroy him from the other side. The most brutal way to fall on out of this, and knowing just how close everyone is an asset value. And you're like, okay, do we just loot it up or do we go for the Mandel Brick? Well, Black and Yellow take the early exit and don't get to play for either.
Yeah, it's actually a really good shout. Black and Yellow being out of this lobby is brutal for them on the total leaderboard. Look at where they're at on the left-hand side. This is total assets. This is our current leaderboard through all games right now. They're at the bottom. Yes, the spread is so insanely tight that just a decent game could have leapfrogged them up. It's not assured that you have to have a Mandel Brick to make land. If everything gets stalled out, nobody gets a brick. We've already seen it once. Just the team at the top with the one brick will win it all. Everybody else is ranked in loot value. Loot is insanely important. They are out so early, Tiff. But the battle over position, no one has grabbed the brick yet.
Very respectable. And this is going to go back and be very similar to what we saw in match number 2, right? Just kind of starting to inch closer. Ink is going to be the remaining team from the eastern side of where the Mandel Brick spawns. You still have SFC lurking in the north. Mengu out here on the west. And honestly, AKA is like, not sure if I want to get involved just yet. And all of this is very smart, considering JTH has been outside the building that Mengu is occupying and has decided we are going to be incredibly patient. Now, they do have that 2-1 split across the way here. It's just a little too reminiscent of where they fell out of this lobby in match number 4.
Yeah, here's the thing, too, I want to remind everybody of. There's one key, micro strategy note that everybody else can keep in mind. When the brick is picked up, it will tell the entire lobby if a quote-unquote match point team has the brick and puts it into a decoding station. AKA, everyone will know if SFC grabs the Mandel Brick. So when this Mandel Brick is eventually grabbed and put into a decoding station, when everybody gets the read that it's not SFC, they know the tournament is not over if somebody else gets the brick, which will free them up to kind of play whatever play style they want. If it was SFC that was running to grab the brick right now and puts it in a decoding station, then everybody had to respond, especially if you're down near the bottom of the leaderboard in terms of loot value. So to keep that in mind, SFC, as expected, playing a much more defensive strategy. They're going to hang out in central command building and just wait for somebody to make a move and then either try to address it late and come in for the third party and clean everybody else up, which they did last time as a solo, probably easier as a team, or just let them fight over it, kill each other. They're going to make sure they get out of this lobby beyond anything else to just bump up their total asset value.
I mean, these are all really good strats, and honestly, if that's how it plays out, great, perfect, love that. This isn't necessarily a perfect world that we've been witnessing from our lobbies here in North America. They've been all so different, so conservative, but also utter madness in the same vein.
A deep breath from the operator and a deep breath from us in the booth, because this one, a lot more reminiscent to the first. The first Mandel Brick round, no one would move. until the timer forced you to. Seems like we're going to get a lot of the same. There it is. Just kidding. Ink says, I'm going to make you eat your words because yet again, I'm the one to move first. Yes, they waited a while. The exact same thing happened in map 2 on Brackish. This time on Space City, Ink making the first play, and they are leaving the middle of the map. They are headed south, potentially, or at the very least to wrap around to a new decode. And unfortunately, Articuno hits the snipe of his life as he's down.
Oh, we knew that was going to happen at some point in time. AKA patience playing off. We knew they were kind of watching towards that mid-map, but that angle, the distance is insane. They got the res, though. They're back up on all 3. AKA closing the distance, but look at this. We have preserved it for this specific moment on Space City to bring that one on out.
It's a great read. You can see over the top, Ink just trying to find their way to a decoding station somehow, some way. Articuno has the AWM from, I believe, is that round 1 or was it round 3? Either way, a nice hold till this moment to use it in this round. AWM going to be a game changer on this map as we head to the internal decoding station. And AKA grab the brick, AKA plant the brick, AKA start things off.
Setting on up, you got the Saniva, 2 engineers here for the defensive side of things, and a Toxic. So I like what we have around to use. Now, what we also have is that gold armor, gold helmet, some gold ammo in the hands of January. So we are kitted. Now, you think about what we're going to go up against. A couple of our other teams did come in with solid gold as well. SFC, the team that is on that win condition, actually playing on all purple right now, and only 1 player with gold ammo for the time being. And if they do decide they want to make use of this and shut the tournament down right now, they have just over 2.5 minutes to make their mark.
There's only one team that knows what weapon Articuno's brought in, and it's Ink. They just got hit with it. AWM holding some of these sight lanes. Extremely valuable. We're all body stacked in this kind of storage closet. Because again, Space City decoding stations are so interesting, but you can't actually hold right on top of them. I guess unless you're a Saniva operator, which is a nice boon.
There's those audio cues, and we are just kind of shield walking our way up. Open the door, shut it, open the door. But it's Saniva v Saniva. These 1v1s have been some of the most interesting things I could have imagined. But on the backs of 60 MG, you got Articuno in January pilfering through. Some reinforcements coming in for him. Kills all here. But I like that we're repositioning. It's a bit of a stalemate through that route.
Gonna play over the top. Eze is not waiting. Gonna swing in just to make sure there's nobody up above. Clears it out. Says it's all clear. Gonna move up. SFC, by the way, they're coming down here to close this tournament out. I'm a bit surprised. We saw them briefly. You can see them through the wall there. SFC is gonna be in the green. If SFC get to this mantle break and get the decode, they win the tournament. We don't even play game 6. We're about to hit 60 seconds on the clock. Frankly, all hell's about to break loose.
It really is, but are they going to be able to do it? If anything, I hope that what they can do is find some kills and boost up that loot value. Because, like you said, if there's another team that grabs the Mandel brick here, it's going to be so close in numbers. Look at SFC on the total assets compared to AKA right now, who is the current team decoding that. 0.9 million separating them.
Anybody that gets the brick now is getting all that much closer to LAN. SFC get the brick, they go to LAN. It comes down to assets. 30 seconds on the clock. And 60 MG is holding the lane as Saniva. Does anybody want to contest? If you're going to, you better move now. AKA gonna get this for free? There's no way, right? He's just gonna sit on it.
I think Ink's going. Kills all right now, the Saniva. The data swarm comes through, it's gonna start ticking. Once it connects, and look who's filtering through. January up and at him, but the beatdown is here. Saniva wants to get wild, but nowhere. Down and out. SFC makes the play on a JTH elsewhere, but look at that. AKA still has it back. 2.5 minutes.
Unbelievable, Tiff. The Saniva standoff, and it actually goes to the side of Ink. 60MG just didn't want to sell there, didn't want to risk dying. I think he could have gotten active, but we'll come back to that later. The timer reset. Everybody can breathe for a moment. 2 minutes on the clock. As AKA have stolen it back, by the way. Ink stole it to reset. AKA steal it back. A big moment, though, as massive fights breaking out across the map. The only team fully out is Black and Yellow, which was a long time ago. SFC took down a couple members of JTH, who are down to 2 now. As Mango have found an angle onto Spades, getting the full. It's a 3v1 down below on one member of SFC. Don't tell me he can do it again. Loco by himself. This time a new member of SFC trying to play hero in a 1v3. This time not going to make it out of dodge. Not this time. SFC back to the lobby. The tournament will not end here, but somebody could join them at the top of the leaderboard if they get this mantle brick.
The question is, can AKA close it out? They were so close the first time. They lose it. They steal it back. But this standoff with Ink inside the corridor will be difficult. Mengu, though, just trying to say, when is the right time to join the party?
Ink just stole it back, resetting to 2 minutes, and all of a sudden, AKA finds an angle. It's January on the off angle. That's actually taking down the Saniva operator, if I saw that correctly. It's a huge take. That means Ink can't get back to this position on the mantle brick. We gotta steal it. Wait, what? From behind! Mangu, welcome back to the party. Maybe at the bottom of the leaderboard, you're playing spoiler. Just kidding. You get wiped. All of a sudden, we are down to 1 player, January. Mangu's team set up a nice pinch on both sides after Ink got pushed off the point. Because of that, January is a solo right now. Ink still technically in control of the decode, but everybody taking a breath. We still have enough time on the clock for everybody to remake a play, get a couple revives, and try to fight for this final position on the mantle brick.
AKA back up to 2. They're trying to probably get their numbers back in the mix. Mengu now looking to get to a team of 2. But as all of this is occurring, that time is climbing down, and Ink is just a team of 3 looking to secure themselves a mantle brick, AKA back up to full fighting potential here, and are yet gonna contest them again. Will they be able to steal it back? Because this time is just dwindling, and of course it will be, I believe, at a minute and a half if they can proclaim it.
Oh, magnetic bomb to the head. There's efficacy in fire in the trading of blows. Battle, and only 1 player remaining for AKA. With a team of 2, they've got to force the equation, and they do it. AKA still down to 1. Ink will not go down without a fight. Ink with 20 seconds on the clock. Ink likely about to get the mantle brick. And they've got their friend able to get back into it, but Mangu's going to go for the steal. Maybe. No. Can't get inside in time. Eze trying not to sell, but we got to pay attention to this decoding station. You could win it right here if you look at it. No! Sing Song! Tan and Handsome coming in! It's utter chaos on the point. Mangu getting into the mix. Mantle brick has been extracted. Ink get the brick. They are alive. They have the mantle brick. No one's able to steal it in time. Now it's just about playing cleanup. Unbelievable sequence. Ink gets saved by the bell. Ink gets saved by their opponents. Ink get wiped, but they get the brick, and that's all that matters.
They did have some players alive when the mantle brick was decoded, so now we can just see everyone looking to clear things out. JTH full wiped. The only 2 players left on the map are here from Mengu right now.
So much chaos in the corridor here. This corridor can barely support 2 teams, let alone 5. The utter chaos ensues. Magnetic bombs, bullets flying. 1 team stands tall, but 1 team will be at the top of the leaderboard, and those squads are different. Mangu, the last remaining team on the map, gonna optimize their loot for the final minute or 2. But it's Team Ink. Play the corridor perfectly. And funny enough, Tiff, the team they have to thank for that win and for that mantle brick is the team that wiped them. Mangu plays spoiler here in a huge way to make sure AKA can't steal the brick back. Here's a quick look back on the replay of that moment. Here's AKA. I mean, Articuno has 1 HP in a dream. Sing Song cleans him up. But the fight right here, look at Mangu coming in from the backside, playing spoiler to Ink. Because they're fighting this entire time, they aren't able to get to the brick in time. Yes, they get the wipe, but the brick is out of this lobby, and Mangu wipes the rest of the teams on the map. A couple key points here, but at the end of the day, Ink's going to be at the top of the leaderboard with SFC as the only 2 teams with the mantle brick.
The best part about this is I saw 8 kills. 8 kills. 8 times 3 is going to be a substantial number. They should be able to... I think they're running towards this no backpack extract, so maybe we can get a couple players on out. We'll feel pretty good about it. But it's going to come down to getting a Mandel brick in that final match if you want to go to LAN, now that we have 2 different players that have one. So make it close. Have a third team grab a Mandel brick in that last match and keep tabs there on that total asset value, because it is going to be insanely close.
Yeah, whoa, that was a breathtaker. A brutal, chaotic map. It's so funny watching the 2 different extraction, or rather, sorry, decoding stations as this team extracts. The 2 different decoding stations are so vastly different. The one similarity is it's just kind of one big sight line. The difference, one CQB indoors, the other outdoors with some longer sight lines and some longer abilities to play. But I'm just flabbergasted by the end of that map. Just barely, by the way, getting out in time. Mangu's team will get out. Believe all 3 able to do it in time. No, just 1, it looks like, able to get. Welcome back, Delta Force Invitational Qualifiers, North American Regional Finals, Match 5 leaderboard. And, well, the team at the top is the team with the Mandel Brick, Inc. Top spot on the match leaderboard. But Mangu jumped this leaderboard 4.5 mil just in this game alone. They were at the bottom of the leaderboard, but no longer. A big map for them, but it's all about Inc., the second team to get a Mandel brick, and now going to be at the top.
Yeah, and this is going to be really massive, considering not only did they get that Mandel brick, they got a substantial amount of loot value for Mangu. If they come into match number 6 and they get a Mandel brick, coupled alongside everything that they've acquired, it's going to be big for Black and Yellow, aka those are some pretty big numbers to lose out on right now, and it's really going to make a difference when we kind of set the sights on what that overall leaderboard looks like going into match number 6, since we don't have, you know, one team in particular that feels like it's a huge standout. At least that's what I'm thinking as we look at the overall leaderboard. See, it is way too close, Goj. Way too close.
Okay, so there's so much we could talk about here. The big thing first is that, of course, Inc. and SFC both have a mana break. If somehow, some way, which we've seen happen in Game 2, another team doesn't get a mana brick, Inc. and SFC are making it to land regardless of loot value numbers. However, a team like Jack Tan and Handsome, a team like Mangu now, a team like AKA, Black and Yellow, literally anyone else gets a mana brick in this round to force it to 3 teams with a mana brick. It comes down to loot value. And what happens sometimes when you get the mana brick, you're the last team on the map. You're able to loot everybody up. And if you can get out as well, or just pack those safe boxes full, it might just be about who stays alive the longest that is able to win this entire tournament and make it to LAN. We got 2 strategies here, Tiff. If we're Inc. and SFC, we could play for the win, you could play for the second brick and assure our spot. Or you could play slow, loot up, and just try to outscore your opponents. Either way could work, just a matter of execution.
Well, then it's time to execute, because you really don't have a lot of time left. In fact, this is the final match to find our 2 teams that are going to be advancing on to the Delta Force Invitational on LAN, competing for $500,000. And if there's one match of operations in